go. It's always fun with equipment. But we still have about 40 seconds. Do you mind if I snap a few quick pictures?
Go for it.
Let's see. Try not to blind you here. That would be good. I'm gonna get up close. I'm nowhere near as good as your sister.
Oh, yeah. Not many people are.
Yeah, she has some real talent.
It's pretty awesome to be able to collaborate.
Oh, that's got to be really helpful.
Yeah.
I love when the plan works.
Nice. Seamless.
Yeah, well, you strive for that. That's the goal. Oh, hi, people on Facebook who are watching. Hi, Megan. Hi, Zach. Oh, my brother. Hey, Robert. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
You're listening to your Tuesday afternoon alternative here with Amber Bromer of, gosh, should I just say Salon Noir or is it Noir
Salon Noir. That's how I say it.
So how do you say it?
Salon Noir.
Salon Noir. And of course, a poet, a big music fan. There's probably more things we're forgetting as well.
I mean, that's pretty good.
That covers it?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate it. You can watch the live stream on our Facebook page. Just look up Your Tuesday Afternoon Alternative. Or you can look me up, Art Gibson. Oh, scary. What? Dr. J? I'm sorry, the Dr. J thing is not my real name. It's not what my parents put on the birth certificate. But Amber is here to answer your questions about, well, just about many things. We're going to talk about running a salon and the challenges and just the great experiences tied to that. We're also going to talk about her love of music. I got to say, it's rare that I'm at a show and I don't see you out there.
Oh, yeah. I try to do it as often as I can. Local shows keeps my heart beating.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Like a day without music feels like a day without oxygen in a way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So tell us about the salon. How did the salon begin?
Well, it started with just me. Now there's like 11 of us. I worked in the hair industry for about 9 years and decided, me and my husband were like, why don't we do this? Like, we can do it, and have personality and put our own touch on things. And I've worked in a lot of places where there was just no heart or like branding, like having your own vibe and everything. So that was a huge goal in doing it, making it my own.
Well, and how long did that take? Now you probably were an artist for a while before you opened the salon.
Oh, I did hair for close to 10 years before we opened, probably 9 years or so. And it was just something I always knew eventually I'd want to do.
Right. And
my husband, he's more business minded and I'm like art minded. So he helped me a lot with all the technicalities and a lot of it is learning along the way though. It really is. Getting the right people and just making it your own and making it work for you.
And where's the salon located today?
So we are right off of 48 Far Hills in like downtown Centerville, the historic area. Okay. So kind of towards like the high school.
Yeah. And how many artists work there?
So it's me and I think 6 other hairstylists. We have a facial esthetician girl. We've got a salon manager. Got a girl that does microblading now. The eyebrow.
Oh yeah.
Like
is that pretty popular?
Oh yeah, it's become huge. She also does hair too, but she's definitely an artist. Like to be able to do eyebrows and make that like, it's kind of a permanent thing. So it's a big deal. Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, I've worked with a lot of different kinds of people over the years. The salon's been open almost 9 years this summer, and I've worked with the good, the bad, the ugly, the awesome, and right now I tell you, everyone I work with is so awesome. Like, it's such a good group of people, like genuinely good people.
And we also have a set list that you curated.
Yes.
How did you decide what to play or what to pick?
That
could have been easy, right?
Oh, no. I like was losing sleep over it.
But, okay, I gotta say, I know that feeling.
But that's a big part of my salon too. Like, I have a salon playlist through Spotify, so anyone can follow that.
Oh.
If you just look up Salon Noir Mix
Okay.
on Spotify, you can follow us on there. But a lot of it I wanted to do local stuff. I wanted to do stuff that influenced me. So I think the first song we have picked is Pink Floyd.
It is.
And that is like, that changed everything for me. And I'm wearing my Pink Floyd shirt today because it makes me feel good. And I just came ready, feeling the vibes.
So if you're just joining us, this is your Tuesday afternoon alternative on WUDR. And we're joined by Amber Bromer, who is the owner, one of the fine artists at Salon Noir, and is also a Dayton music superfan, as well as a poet. And later in the program, we're going to kindly ask Amber to read some of her poetry. But we're going to also work through the playlists that she so carefully curated. I know what a struggle that is. So we're going to kick things off, I think, rather appropriately with Pink Floyd.
Yes.
You're doing fine. You're doing great.
Okay, good.
You can wear these if you want to, but you don't have to. If you just want to hear how you're sounding as you're coming over.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. You can.
I don't want to think too much.
I'm just going to move these.
Okay.
Forgive me for my reach here.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
And just move these over here. You certainly don't have to wear them.
My
Some people.
lap
You're
Okay.
totally fine. Plus, I can, bring up or down the levels. I'm always bringing myself down because I'm so darn loud. But no. That's You're good. Your answers are good.
Okay.
Several years ago, a traveling band came through town who got some level of notoriety, and their answers to every question was yup, yeah,
Oh,
no. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a long hour.
Wow. I mean, I'm very introverted, but.
Oh, no, you're awesome.
You got stuff to say if there's. I tell you, the main thing that made me want to do this was that I could pick a playlist. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's always appealing to folks, to kind of curate that. And most people, when you think of, oh, you're just coming on a radio show and maybe you picked a few songs. There's so many great songs, like what you pick, what you leave out, what order you put them in.
Oh, yeah.
And I kept these, even though I had to pull a couple because of time.
Yeah, no problem.
I still followed, your playlist.
Yeah,
But
I played around with it a little bit.
And so now we can do this. There.
So you normally do a couple songs in between.
Yeah, just so that there's it's not just constant talk for people.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, when you were like, yeah, we'll probably talk for an hour, I was like, I was like, okay, music in between.
Yeah. We won't act. Well, I mean, we kind of do because I tend to continue to talk while the music is playing. But yeah, it's more like, I suppose if you think about it, roughly 10, 12, 15 minutes of talk at the very most.
Yeah.
And then you play like 2-3 songs, then you come back in. So I think I told you something like 15 songs at the most.
Yeah.
It's hit or miss. You say 15, but then some are longer than others.
Yeah.
And not everybody does the 2.5 to 3 minute remotes.
Yeah.
Time.
Quick ones.
But
I'm gonna turn my volume off.
no worries. Again, there are often folks in here who've got to stay in contact with families, or they got kiddos or something. Yeah, that's. So,
They bring their kids with them?
There've been kiddos out there, and there've been.
Oh my goodness.
Trying to think. Okay. There've been like family members who didn't feel comfortable being in here, and so they'd wait out there. I always promise I'll only put you on air if you want to be on air.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Yeah, my husband was like, "Do you want me to come with you?" And I was like,
Oh, and Mark would be more than welcome.
Yeah, you can. But it was almost like this is such like a fear-conquering thing for me that I'm like.
It's awkward because if I were in front of a big group, I would probably struggle with that.
Really?
I've never presented a
You?
paper at more. I know. Well, no one believes that I was an introvert in high school, but I was.
Man.
I was voted the most shy in my class and all that.
Oh my gosh.
I changed myself in college. I also, from time to time you hear it. I used to have a really bad stutter.
Really?
And so, I did radio as a way to get over it, as a way to try to become better at
That's
public
amazing.
speaking.
Wow.
The largest group I've ever presented in front of would probably be like 200-300 people, and I was terrified. I was just terrified.
Sounds like torture.
I mean, it was a professional conference too, so it's like now you've got to be good, and you have to be precise and accurate. And you know, if you're going to say a joke, the joke should make sense to the content.
Oh my gosh.
And I remember I stumbled over one word, but it kind of fit because I accidentally said clowns. Instead of like the Ku Klux Klan, I said clowns, and everybody burst into laughter. And so I paused for a second, and I thought, okay. So I just said, must have been a Freudian slip, and the entire crowd just went nuts.
Wow.
And so I was like, okay, that'll never ever happen again in my lifetime, but
it worked.
I saved myself.
Wow.
But yeah, I think a lot of us struggle with, you know, kind of management, self-presentation, and things like that. Well, no, you're awesome. You're doing great.
Well, thank you. It's kind of like when with the salon, like I was always so painfully introverted. I did not think I'd be able to do hair because you have to talk to people.
Yeah, you gotta,
But then I realized, like, dude, I'm fine, like one-on-one. Like I've like created this environment that's my turf. I'm like on my turf and I'm talking to one person.
Right.
But when it's like a lot of people, that's when I become overwhelmed, I think. So yeah, I'm comfortable.
Yeah, no, I get you. Well, I mean, and that has a clear effect on people, the size of the crowd.
Oh yeah.
You know, the whole vibe of the crowd.
Something like this I would have never done like a year or two ago.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're a natural.
Like getting out of my shell. We sang in that all-girl
choir.
Oh
right, that's right. Well, just a few days ago.
Yeah, last Sunday.
Yeah.
And that's something I would have never, ever done in my whole life.
Oh.
I had like a 6-word little solo, like, you know, some of the girls had solos.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so glad I did it, but I was just like, all right, I'm just going to go for it. Like, what do I have to lose? The older you get, the more it's like, I'll regret this if I don't do it.
Right, and it's such a good song too.
Oh yeah.
And
I
you know,
for
such a oh no, we got it coming up. We've already played 2 Shrug songs. I'm still processing the fact that he's leaving town.
Oh, he'll be back so often.
Oh yeah.
But
and
it's
you
weird,
figure,
yeah.
It just seems that is anyone as associated with Dayton music as Todd, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you know, I understand. You know, people get wonderful opportunities, and you got to pursue them.
Yeah.
Oh. That's kind of how I ended up in Dayton.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was working in Oxford at Miami University when a job came open here. And I thought, I know a little bit about the school and some of the people who work in that department. They seem like good people. And I like the social justice element at UD and some of these other aspects. I like the vision and the mission of the school. And working at Miami for several years, I kind of got burned out on the really. I know people at Facebook are watching, so I'm minding my P's and Q's here, people.
Yeah.
Right. I was tired of people only caring about business, and so UD was a much more natural fit for me and my own personality and my own interests.
That's awesome.
I did take a pay cut to come here, which Tracy was not a big fan of the pay cut. But you know, we managed it, and it was, in the end, it was the right decision.
Man, I love this song.
So we'll come in right after this.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so are you born and raised Dayton, or?
Yeah, always Ohio. I went to high school in Greenview, which was Jamestown. So, like, most of my family was always in Dayton, Kettering. Okay. But there for a while, me and my household family lived in Jamestown, Bellbrook.
Okay, but that's the area. Yeah.
Nothing too exotic. Still Ohio, still.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I come from Minnesota, but apparently I lost the accent a long time ago.
Yeah, I would never guess that.
Yeah, I've lived here far longer than I ever lived there.
What's the accent? It's like.
Oh, you know, go around, get the boat out the garage, go down to the lake and catch some fish.
You want to check my bag? Like bag?
Oh, yeah, we can look at your bag. It's funny because I have relatives who like, you know, I'll just talk to them on the phone, or you go to, you know, family events or something, you know, holidays and stuff. They're like, you sound weird.
You're the weird
Like,
one now, right?
okay, yeah, I know, I do.
That's hilarious.
I did see, what was the film? Fargo, the Coen Brothers movie, Fargo.
Man, I love that movie.
Brilliant movie. But I saw it in Minneapolis at the Uptown Theater with my brother,
Yeah.
who at the time lived in and still lived in Minneapolis then. And there were people were losing it.
He's like, why is this funny?
Exactly. I'm like, what's going on? It's like, my mom sounds like that. And so that for people in Minneapolis, it was a whole nother level.
Were they like, was it like insulting?
No. They thought it was hilarious.
Oh, nice.
And it's such a good movie too. But yeah, you're watching the movie and you're like, why are people laughing? Oh, so that must be your partner in the wood chipper there.
Wood chipper.
And
that's a good one.
it's like, why are people laughing?
It's so dark. So
I mean, and now they do that very well. I mean, ever since
yeah.
Blood Simple, I was a Coen Brothers fan.
Oh, they're great.
But I wouldn't call well, up until some of the more recent films, I wouldn't call it comedy.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like a dark, very dark comedy. Did you watch any of the series?
A little bit. Was it like the first cycle of the first season? And I liked it.
There's 3 now.
Yeah, I'm always behind on things.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'll
They're
binge
all
watch.
great. Binge, yep.
I feel like that's how I watch most everything these days.
It's a good way to do it.
But you liked all 3 seasons?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you shouldn't tell me that. Now I gotta go.
I think the first was. They're all so different. It's hard to compare.
That's what I've read, but I only know the first one.
It's good.
Give it the M. Ross Perkins here on your Tuesday afternoon alternative. One of my terrific guest selections. You had M. Ross Perkins with When You're Near Me. That particular version is an older version of that song. Really cool stuff there. And in addition to our good friend M. Ross, you also heard some fine music from Lioness, Get the Sparrows. That's from the Magnaphone Records sampler. They are putting out such amazing records.
They're awesome.
Dan and Tim are doing incredible things here in the city of Dayton. And of course, our set started off with a small band from England. I think they'll be fine, called Pink Floyd. So we were talking a bit off air, Amber. So you're born and raised Dayton area.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so did that affect your decision to start the salon, or did that have an influence?
At one point, I think like a lot of people in Dayton, I wanted to get out, and I thought, I'm going to move to New York. I'm going to move to Chicago. But I know that if I would have done that, it'd be a lot different. It's so dog eat dog. Like I wouldn't have been able to have my own business, most likely. And then, after that angsty part of me wore off a little bit, it was like, I met my husband here. We have family here. It's not all bad. Like everybody wants to fly away and see what's out there, and I feel like a lot of people end up coming back. So,
well, if someone's interested in learning more about the salon, you mentioned the Spotify playlist,
Oh, yes.
Salon Noir Mix.
Salon Noir Mix.
Is there websites or a phone number if people are interested in finding out more?
The phone number is 937-723-6397. But we have a Facebook account. You can just look up Salon Noir. Instagram is Salon Noir Dayton. And then we have a website, salonwudr.udayton.com. And all of our social media is on there as well, linked to it.
So when someone comes into the salon, they're going to hear music, they're going to see, what did you say, old black and white movies?
We have old silent movies, always
it.
playing, just on a loop. Right now we have some Charlie Chaplin playing, which is great. Greta Garbo, experimental stuff. But, silent stuff that music can kind of like sync up to. And I feel like that's a good way to like mix art forms and mix media. With our Spotify mix, I have a lot of universal stuff, but I try to put some obscure stuff on there as well. And every once in a while we'll get someone like, that's weird. But for the most part, I get compliments on our playlist all the time. So check it out. It's maybe some stuff you've never heard of before.
I also have to ask you, I see you out at a lot of shows, particularly for Dayton bands. How long have you been a fan of Dayton music?
Gosh,
Or
it's probably like since I got out of high school.
yeah.
Always had friends or family in bands, or it just always kind of called to me. So, when we were starting the business, the salon, and actually my husband had a record store for a while.
Oh, really?